In the continuing Israeli operations against Hamas, the death toll in Gaza has risen to 11,240, and this is according to Hamas-run Palestinian officials. The death toll in the northern part of the besieged enclave includes 4,630 children and 3,130 women. The fighting is now concentrated around Gaza's biggest hospital, the Al-Shifa hospital, which is the United Nations claims is in a dire state. The Israeli military has positioned its tanks outside the Al-Shifa hospital. According to Israel, the hospital is sitting atop a network of tunnels housing the Hamas fighters' headquarters. Israel alleges that Hamas is using patients as shields while claiming to have evidence that the militants are holding hostages in the Gaza hospital.
Look at what Hamas is holding inside the hospital. I want you to understand, this kind of gear is a gear for a major fight. People shooting RPGs from hospitals. This is Hamas firing RPGs for hospitals. The world has to understand who is Israel fighting against.
The chief surgeon of the International Committee of the Red Cross has said the situation at the European hospital in Gaza is dire. He added that it has run out of blood for transfusions.
Another totally exhausting day. Ward round this morning, saw half the patients because we don't have time to see all of them. And then we've been in theatre, done about 5 cases today. The last one, another terrible story. A young man lost all his family, 40% burns, a lot of full thickness with some huge shrapnel wounds in his buttock, in his chest and his foot. He was already in a state of early shock and septic when we got him on the table, so very difficult for the anaesthetist to decide what sort of anaesthesia. We're caught between a rock and a hard place. If we don't do an operation, then he will die from the sepsis. If we do an operation, he may die from problems with blood loss.
The visuals on your screen show Palestinians searching for their belongings at the Jabalia refugee camp in northern Gaza. Israeli authorities had carried out an airstrike in the region where Hamas says 30 people were killed, scores injured, and 12 homes were destroyed in the attack. Many women and children were also rushed to the Nasser hospital in Khan Yunis after an Israeli airstrike in the area. Israeli forces also bombarded southern Gaza after its tanks advanced to the gates of the enclave's biggest hospital in the north.
بعضهم هجمونا من بلادنا وطلعنا غزة حتى بقى ساكنين في البريج. احنا في البريج بقى ساكنين وهي اجت النكبه هذه النكبه ايش عملنا فيهم كل كم سنه عملنا نكبات اليوم.
Desperate to find food and essential supplies, a crowd gathered outside Salam Mill. This is one of Gaza's biggest mills. Amid the unprecedented humanitarian crisis, the chief of Gaza's last working flour mill has warned of a huge catastrophe after its fuel ran out.
مقدرة أن أغطي أنا 2 مليون و200 شخص أصبحوا الناس نازلين من الشمال إلى الجنوب والوسطى. هي المطحنة الوحيدة التي تعمل بتغطي 2 مليون و200 شخص. معظم المطاحن الباقية لا تعمل بسبب في منها بعض مطاحن غير متوفرة للقمح، في بعض مطاحن منها غير متوفرة للوقود.
Meanwhile, a Palestinian man's arrest by Israeli authorities was caught on camera. The live stream on TikTok has gone viral on social media. The Israeli army issued a statement saying that Eyad Bana had prevented soldiers from conducting a search for wanted terrorists in his apartment building. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.